On your mobile, on your wavelength, Talk Radio and Talk TV.
Hello, good evening. It's Petrie here until 1 o'clock, and coming up at midnight, we are opening up the phone lines for a full hour, just you and me. And we're going to be talking about this new 20-mile-an-hour speed limit that is getting to be everywhere around the country. And I'm wondering, having learned that reducing speed limits from 20 to 30 has little impact on road safety, what on earth you think it's about? Give me a call, 0344 499 1000. From slowing down to speeding up, my beating heart, because Van Connor is here now with the latest news reviews. Van, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Petrie. You always give me such a warm welcome every time. I melt inside. I owe you an apology. It's off the top of my head as well. Well, thank you, and I owe you an apology in advance because I did have the perfect movie to talk to you about today, but unfortunately, they embargoed me until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So we don't get to talk about The Beekeeper. We don't get to talk about Jason Statham.
I love a Jason Statham. You know I love a Jason Statham movie.
I know.
Oh, because I know what's going to happen. It's really... I even know the script. It's just great.
You do, and it's brilliant.
But we can't talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
It's a seal.
Let's talk about The Boys in the Boat. This hasn't had such great reviews, has it?
No, which surprises me because it is aimed at like people over 60, like dads and uncles over 60. So I would imagine the average critic would have got on with this fairly well.
Van.
It is. They rag on me for enjoying superhero movies and action flicks. They can do one.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so, latest movie directed by George Clooney, adapted from, I think it's a 2013 non-fiction novel of the same name. It's been adapted for the screen by Mark L. Smith, and it chronicles the 1936 Washington State University rowing team who they were the underdogs, and they journeyed all the way to the Olympics, which, as you might remember,
very exciting though, does it?
It's not. Like, when we're going to bury the lead, it's not. But you might remember the 1936 Olympics did feature a young athlete named Jesse Owens, and they took place in a very interesting part of the world, given the time in history in which it was set. Yeah, it stars Callum Turner, who you wouldn't know, except to say that he's Newt Scamander's brother in the Fantastic Beasts movies, and he's about as wooden here. I've got a clip for you in this very forgettable, middle-of-the-road underdog story. In which he goes to bat to try and get his spot back on the rowing team with his coach, Joel Edgerton.
What can I do for you, Joe?
I want my seat back.
Why?
All that time I spent in it, the work we all did together, that boat, that's all I got. The boys, that's all I got. I can't lose that.
I'm half asleep, Van.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I was. For most of the film. I mean, he's talking in the clip about getting his seat back, and I was really glad that I was on a seat for the entire time I was watching this, because I was going to nod off. This is the kind of movie that if you go and ask for tickets at the cinema box office, they should give you Fisherman's Friends for each ticket.
To keep you awake.
Yeah, I mean, very lavishly made, very nice looking. Like, no one's faulting George Clooney for, like making a handsome looking movie. But I think it's starting to show that George Clooney is 62 years old.
Yeah.
Because that is who this is aimed at. Like, nobody is showing this to their dad if their dad doesn't wear cardigans. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
Yeah, hasn't worn a pair of jeans for 30 years type. Yeah.
Exactly that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that, for me, that is one to miss. But now you've said that as well, I'm definitely not going to bother with that.
The Beekeeper is also out, as we have pointed out, but we're not allowed to talk about it.
We're not allowed to talk about The Beekeeper with Jason Statham, which will be brilliant. Poor Things. Now, this looks interesting.
Yeah, you wouldn't show this to your dad. I mean, I will say that. I wouldn't show this to my dad. So, new movie from Yorgos Lanthimos, who gave us The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Lobster, and most notably on the Oscar circuit, The Favourite, with Olivia Colman, Rachel Weisz, and Emma Stone, who returns here. Yeah. This does not have the sharpness or the bite of The Favourite, but it does have the surrealism and the whimsy, and it's very much in the house style of director Yorgos Lanthimos. So this follows Emma Stone as a young woman who, in Victorian England, threw herself off a bridge whilst heavily pregnant. She did not survive. She was, at the point of death, not quite dead, but the baby was fully alive. And a mad scientist played by a disfigured Willem Dafoe takes her in, scoops the brain out of the baby and pops it in mum's head.
As you do.
Yeah. As one does, naturally enough. Flash forward X amount of time, and he takes on a research assistant played by Rami Youssef, who immediately finds himself entranced by this captivating young woman. I'll italicize the word captivating when I say that. Before he can marry said captivating young woman, however, she decides she wants to set out with a sleazy, duplicitous lawyer played completely against type by Mark Ruffalo, like the Hulk. And as part of this journey of sowing her wild oats, she discovers philosophy and intellectualism and expands her horizons, only for this to have an upending effect on the entire world that she left behind. I've got a clip of her returning to that world. There is a lot of movie after this, so I'm not really spoiling much. But do enjoy Emma Stone and the very weird way that she carries herself in this.
Wedderburn became much weepy and sweary when he discovered my whoring.
I find myself merely jealous of the men's time with you, rather than any moral aspersion against you. It is your body, Bella Baxter, yours to give freely.
I generally charged 30 francs.
Well, that seems low.
I like that line. That's very good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Really good. It's really good. If you like The Favourite, you're not going to like this as much as The Favourite, because it's a lot more full on. I think The Favourite was very much a stylistic and interesting character piece. This is a lot more of an iconoclastic sort of Frankenstein's monster as coming of age tale.
Yeah.
And it works, but like this is not going to go down well. I mean, The Favourite didn't go down well with like Saturday night multiplex crowds.
No.
This won't either, but it's still a 5-star movie, and Emma Stone is capital A acting here. I mean, the awards buzz around this is deserved. Like, don't get it twisted. It's absolutely deserved. It's a great movie. But, it's also very explicit. Like, this
yeah,
is
I've heard. Yeah, when she discovers her sexuality, put it that way.
Yes.
Right. Talking of awards, Golden Globes, of course, are a good indicator of what we might see later on in the awards season. And Emma Stone already, and Poor Things, up there.
Mm. Yeah, she got her Golden Globe on Sunday night, Monday morning our time, for Best Actress in a musical or comedy, which is the very weird way that they do the Golden Globes. They separate regular films from musical or comedy, and then they split them. The Martian was a musical or comedy once upon a time, but we did get an interesting insight into where this might go for this award season, and it looks like Oppenheimer is the way to bet this season. It looks like Oppenheimer. I'm going to argue that when it gets to the Oscars and the BAFTAs, Barbie is going to have more of a presence. It didn't have that much of a
No, it really didn't. But do you think that the big awards will be there, or will it be on staging or costume, or those awards going to Barbie as a sort of thank you for bringing people back into the cinema, as opposed to supporting actor or actress, or because then you can't really get much better than what Downing in Oppenheimer, right?
You're saying that, but I mean, the Golden Globes had, in their supporting actor category, it was the most tight category. And it looks like we're going to have that all the way through the award season, because like Best Supporting Actor this year includes, for instance, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, Charles Melton, Robert Downey Jr.
They're brilliant, though, all of them.
And they're all great. It's going to be Downey all the way. I think Downey's
it's going to be Downey.
It's his time.
I think it's going to be Downey. And also, he made himself ugly. And they always like that, don't they?
Is that your criteria? Is to make himself ugly to win the award?
But that's what they do. Fair. That is fair. It is fair.
Hang on. He only took his hair off. Is that all it takes for Downey to get? I mean, fair play. I'd imagine I'd look fugly with my hair gone.
I think you'd look gorgeous, whatever happened, Van. Thank you very much indeed again for your views on movies. Van Connor there, film critic. Thank you.